Hi babes, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dionna May and I just want to start this video off by saying I do not hate men. First of all, I don't hate anyone or any type of person. That's not who I am. As a woman of Christian faith, it's not in me to hate, alright? I just think that a lot of men today in dating culture are very selfish. I think that the times have changed and I'm not the person for the time. I just feel like sometimes men want it's frustrating the way that some men behave, and I'm like a no BS type of girly when it comes to like relationships. Like I'll give you 3 red flags and then it's over, babes. It's over. We get free. Time is short. I don't know, you know how many friends, you know how many people in my life who have suffered through terrible long relationships just for it to end in misery, and it's just like, oh, I wish I got that time back. Like I don't have it in me. My one friend was like, well, you have to go through that terrible hard breakup where you're sick and you're growing up and you're blah blah blah. No, I don't have to go through that. I actually don't have to go through that. Like, I can learn my lesson and I can see through your eyes, through your lens. There are not a lot of people that I would take relationship advice from. There are not a lot of people that I would take relationship advice from, because you have to look at somebody else's relationship and be like, okay, I like that style of relationship. I want that for myself. But I just think that today, with the online dating and the dating apps and just men's ideals and morals in the dating world, it's just so bad. You know how many grandmothers will come up to be like,
you still single? Honey, sugar, why don't you have a man?
They're just kind of like gross and icky right now, babe. The thing with the dating apps, it's like, oh, well, I want to go on a date with you tonight. Let's go out. Let's go do something tonight. One of the reasons that we have this app is that we can see each other's stats right away. You know how in Fortnite, before you build your team and you go to play together as a team, you get to see the other players' stats and you're like, they're a good sharpshooter. Oh, they're good at finding tools or whatever toolboxes they have. They're good at doing that. I would like to have them on our team. So the stats for dating, I get to see your religion, I get to see if you have a job, I get to see where you're located, I see if you want to have children, I get to see if you drink a lot, smoke a lot, blah blah blah. I get to see all that, and I get to go through your stats, and then we can have a preliminary conversation before we have to go out and waste each other's time. They're always like, let's get off these apps, let's go on a date tonight. We could have done that in the first place. If I want to go out and meet a stranger tonight and go on a date, I would just go to a random bar and then walk up to a man and be like, hey, you want to go over there and eat a meal with me? Okay, sure. But that's not the point of the dating apps. The point of the dating apps is to spend a few hours or a couple of days, maybe even a week if you have it in you, to having a full conversation so we can quickly get to know each other before we want to take the jump and meet in person and waste each other's time. That's just what it is. And then another reason on the dating apps is to get a higher reach of people and to reach out to other people that you wouldn't have reached, because a lot of people are in their houses these days and they're not going out, and a lot of people are kind of afraid to approach each other just because we can't read body language and we don't know how or what to say to one another. It's like a hard time. And then men just aren't like romantic anymore, and they're not the leaders that they used to be, right? Men used to take initiative and they used to lead, and it's like, okay, I want to take you on a date. Okay, well, where are we going?
What do you want to do?
What do you mean? You want to take me on a date, right? You figure it out. You literally have begged to take me on this date, and you don't know what you want to do on this date.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I have to keep a list of things in my phone of what I want my friends and I to do all year long. And there's never a shortage of things that I want to do with them. So I'm always just so shocked and surprised when men are like,
Oh, I don't know, you can come over.
what? Why would I go over to your house on the first date and do what?
I thought I might stay over tonight.
Why?
Because we're girlfriend, boyfriend.
To do what?
I'm actually not sure.
Exactly. Like what and for what? I also want to preface by saying that men can just be so icky and easy. If you ask a man on a dating app for his address, be like, let me come over, send me your address, they will just give out their address. Are you kidding me? And next time... What do you mean? Why are you just giving out your address to strange women on the internet? Just for some tail? That's crazy. And I hate when men are like,
Send me pics.
why can't you just use the internet? This is 2025. What do you need me to send you pics for? Like, I'm not doing that. And you need to go out and handle your own business yourself. I want nothing to do. I want no parts of that. I'm having a hard time with my girlies who don't know that they deserve better. You know, they just accept anything. Oh, well, he texted me good morning.
Sounds like a lot of...
Hoopla!
She's like, yeah, dating this guy now. The guy's like, yeah, me and her, we talking. Which one is it? She said you're her boyfriend, but you said you're talking. What does that mean? What is this talking thing? What is it? Either you're dating, you're married, or you're strangers. You don't know each other at all. Basically, you get 3 options. There is no talking. There is no situationship type of stage. None. No. Let's put an end to that. Let's put an end to nonsense. Let's start getting to the nitty gritty of it. What is this relationship with this other person that you know? You know? What does that mean? They're not dating, but they're seeing each other. I can see a lot of people all day long. I go into an Aldi, I see 7 people walking around buying their groceries. Am I seeing that person in Ohio State shirt? Am I seeing that person now just because I see them putting apples in their basket? What is that? You're dating or not? Do they go on dates or they just go over each other's houses? Right? And it's just like, why is that the standard now? That can't be what all of this has been up to. That can't be what boom boxes outside of the houses. That can't be what carriage rides in Central Park were all to lead up to situationships. That can't be it, Lord. It can't be. And I'm tired of men who will be like, they'll have Bible verses in their bio or whatever, but they're not a man of God. They're just a Christian boy. Do you want a Christian boy or do you want a man of God? Oh. It's all a little bit tiring, babes. It's the dating world. The apps are a little heart-wrenching, little gut-wrenching. And dating outside the race is also so tricky. Like, I'm not one who's like, oh, I have a preference. I can't date outside my race. I see cute boy is cute boy. All right. I've talked to all kinds of guys in my time. There is no preference and blah, blah, blah. That's just, you're just bigoted. Like, it's a little bit rooted in racism, babe. I'm not going to talk on that really because that's just something you got to work with in the inside. I can't fix you on the inside. All I can do is complain loudly on the internet and hope that other people will think the same. And then someone posted on the internet the other day, they was like,
Hey fellas, let me know if this sound right. You ask a girl on a date. You pick a day for the date. Let's say you pick the 15th. And she's like, okay, 15th works. And it's a week. And a week later, here comes the 15th. And you don't hear anything from her. And you don't send out a text message like, hey, excited for our date tonight. And then it comes time for the date time. And then no one says anything. You go to the date and she doesn't show up or whatever to the date.
Why didn't you send a message saying, hey, date's still on for tonight? She just assumed that you didn't want to go on a date anymore. I don't understand that. Like, you communicate. And men are always putting in their freaking dating profiles,
Yeah, I love to communicate. Communication is key. If you're not communicating, we don't need nothing. Communication and loyalty is everything.
but y'all don't know how to send a simple text message. Like, texting is the easiest thing you can do. That's why I never take, like, when people are just like, oh, sorry, just not seeing your message, like, I couldn't text you back. You have a phone. This is 2025. This is not ink quill to paper that you have to write in a letter and you have to ship it out to a bird outside of your window and the bird has to fly it across the ocean to get it to me, right? A text message is so easy. So I never, whenever someone says, sorry, I'm just not seeing this message, it's like days later, just not late responding, I'm just like, okay, well, you just didn't want to text me back. Like, that's what I just take it as, right? Because days later, a week later, and you don't want to send, hey, excited for the date tonight, like, no more extra details about the date. Well, I mean, I love to communicate. Even when I'm hosting parties with my gal pals, I'm just like, hey, what are you wearing tonight? You know, like, what time you get there? I'm like, hey, I think I'm going to park here. Like, I'm excited to eat this. Have you looked at the menu yet? You know, it's just like little simple things like that are just clear lines of communication so there's no confusion, babes. We don't have to live in this time of disarray anymore, right? We all have common sense. We have access to these little powerful computers in our hand. We can do so much. Another thing with, like, the dates, the 3 guys I talked to last year were like,
Yeah, I need you to show me around the city.
why do I have to show you around our city?
You always be outside. You always going somewhere. You need to take me to all the best spots.
And I'm like, well, have you gone here? Have you gone here? They didn't go anywhere. Why not? Why aren't you exploring? And then I had talked about this on my podcast, on my TikTok, and 2 guys commented,
That's because we don't have anyone to take us on dates.
what? When I go out and explore, I do it alone. Are you kidding me? I see a museum has a new exhibit. I'm taking myself to that exhibit. A new movie's coming out that I am interested in. I'm taking myself to that movie. What do you mean? What do you mean? There's parts of my city that I haven't seen. A new restaurant's open up. I'm going to do those things. Or I'm going to get my friends. Like, hey, do you want to join me? If not, I'm still going to go and do that myself. Like, are you kidding me? I have feet and I have legs. And I can take myself to do those things. I can't stand that guise of like,
Oh, well, everyone's paying for you and treating you, so that's why you get to do it.
no, that's not it at all. You need to be sufficient on your own. You know, another thing I can't stand, when men can't handle a woman who can handle herself, they feel like less of a man, but it's like, you can still be a provider. There's other ways to be a provider than financial, you know? Are you taking care of the household? Are you taking care of her? I had never understood a husband being jealous of his wife. Divorce, babes. You don't like her anymore. You don't respect her enough to love her and be happy for her and her career. That's what it is. Like, what do you mean you're jealous of your partner? Huh? That's embarrassing for you. And you're embarrassing them. So end it. End it while you can. I was talking to this guy. I'm like, yeah, I'm going on this vacation with my friends at the end of the month. He was like,
Oh, you got big money. You always going somewhere.
huh? Jealousy? Not you jealous of me for traveling and going somewhere. Like, that's, and mind you, he wants to travel the world on his profile. But he's never been on an airplane. And you're 29.
Oh, brother.
Book a flight. You know how many solo trips that I've gone on? You need to book a flight and take yourself somewhere. Make an itinerary. You know, like, you see how unattractive that is for me? Like, what do you mean you want to travel the world, but you're 29? You've also never been in a plane, and you live in America, and you know, you have a car, you have a job. You just don't do those things, and you want someone else to do it for you. But it's like, I don't want to be attached to something like that. And why are you jealous? Or why are you having... When I say, hey, I'm going on this trip, you should be like, oh, that's so exciting. What are some things that you have planned? You know, let me know all about it. Take lots of pictures. Like, what do you mean?
Oh, you got big money. You always going somewhere.
That's just such a weird, strange response to that. I also need, like, women to read the signs and, like, the red flags in guys. Like, when you see a red flag in someone, you don't have to say. And I also want women to feel more comfortable with being alone for longer. Like, I've known a couple of people who are like, yeah, I just don't like to stay single. I can't be single for long. Because you don't love yourself enough. You know, I love being alone. I love having my me time. Now, I do love being surrounded by my big family. I do love being surrounded by a huge group of friends. I love making plans constantly. My friends, I'm always sending them out Eventbrites. We're always hanging out. But I can be alone. I can take trips alone. I can go out to eat alone. I can go to the movies alone. I can be. And so I think you just need to love and respect yourself and to know that you don't actually have to always be attached to someone else, right? To be loved, to be lovable. You're still lovable even when you're your own person, even when it's just you. So many people feel stuck in relationships because they're like, okay, well, I'm afraid to be alone. We dated for 4 years, and if we break up, you know, like, now I got to start back at square one. Every one extra day is just another day wasted. If you have this in the back of your mind that you want to break up, you know, because then it's like, well, when did you know that you wanted to break up over a year ago? Why did you waste an extra year where you could have just got... and you could be done on a clean state? It's going to take you a long time to get over him, obviously, but you got to start. You got to eventually start. Why are you dragging your feet, you know? And why do you keep... I don't understand why all these women keep staying with all these guys just for the sake of wife having my boyfriend. Yeah, but your boyfriend is a loser. I just feel like you deserve better. I feel like everyone deserves better. And sometimes women can be the villain too. I'm also tired of this era where send me money. I'm tired of the send me money era. I am. Like, you want to take me on a date, send me $50 cash app first. That just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not sending you money. I'm not sending you money before I go on a first date. We have to... Now, it's different. I do think that whoever's idea of the date was, they should be paying for it, obviously. And I feel like if the date went poorly, maybe just split it so you can clean your hands. Because sometimes men are scary. Like, sometimes if they pay for the date, they might want to afterwards if it didn't go well. But, like that afterwards if it didn't go well. But I'm just so tired of by this. Like, I understand why it's a thing. Like, women are tired of their time getting wasted. So in order to replace that time wasted, they're like, money, compensation. A friend's friend once told me, she was like, well, her man cheated on her. And so she was like, instead of me coming to slash your tires and key your car, just send me $300. And he just sent her $300, and that was the end of it. And it's just like, what is this time? Why do we live in a time where that's, like, considered normal? Because I just feel like that's so strange, and I feel like that's just so toxic. And I feel like a lot of toxic culture is glamorized. Like, well, he's always cheating on her, but he's also, like, buying her everything. Buy this for me. I don't care what he do. Like, no. First of all, that's gross. You don't know where that man been. You know where his... No. That's just... Like, stand up. You got you. And you can go stand on your own. You don't need him. I don't know, babes. It's quite tiring. It's frustrating. And it's also so hard when someone who was your really good friend finally gets, you know, the boyfriend that she's been wanting, and then you just don't hear from her anymore, and it's radio silence. But then, you know, they break up 3 months later, and it's like, hey, how y'all doing? I'm back. Like, let's hang out with me. Like, no. What? That's not right. That's not how friendship... You can have female friends and have a boyfriend at the same time. Now, don't always be bringing him to stuff, especially if it's a girls' event and you didn't tell me. Like, why would he need to come to brunch with us? And it's just him. It's different if someone else is also bringing their boyfriend. But why would he only want to come to brunch? And why would you want him to come on a girls' trip? He's not your emotional support dog. He don't have to come to the brunch. He got to come to the Miami trip. No, babe, this is Miami with the girls. He cannot come. He cannot come to the Miami trip. Again, like, I don't need no man to pay for me for stuff just so he can do whatever and walk around. And he send me $1,000. He can treat me however he want me to treat me, babe. The $1,000 feels nice now, but like deep down, that starts to really like rot at your core. It was a celebrity who recently got divorced, and she talked about like her high school sweetheart was her husband, and they were together for I guess like 20-something years, and they're getting divorced, and she's only ever slept with one man, right? And then everyone's like, well, she never went through her whole phase. That, that's on her for never going through her whole phase. That's why she don't know how to date. What? Why are we glamorizing whole phases? Hate it! No, that's not right at all. Like, there's something psychologically wrong to be said about, well, she never slept around with a bunch of men, so she doesn't know what it's like to be in a healthy relationship. Huh? Where are we going from here to here? Like, those 2 points are contradicting, babes. That's not how it works. You don't have to go through a whole phase to know what a healthy relationship looks like because you've been through the gutter, been through the eight. Why can't we just learn from other people's mistakes? That's another thing. Like, we should be able to look at other people's relationships and like learn lessons from them and apply it to our life and our relationships, right? We should be able to have that type of common sense. Oh, she never went through her whole phase. We kind of live in this time where we can see everything everywhere all at once. and I think women who are more experienced always feel like they're behind because, they see all these other girls who've had all these other boyfriends and they're like, okay, well, I've never had that. I've never experienced that. So now I feel like I need to jump in something very quick. I had a friend who was like, yeah, she's never been kissed. And she's like, I just think I should go and just get with somebody to get over with, just to know what it is and blah, blah. And it's just like, I don't know. You waited this long. You might as well just continue just to see just continue to just let something beautiful happen on its own. Like, I don't think you should have to rush in anything just because you feel behind in society. And you're not behind. Everything comes with time. I also think people should just make sure they're their own whole person before they find someone else. You're not my other half. We're both two whole pieces and we come together and we make something beautiful. You don't have to be a half of a being. Oh, I lost my other half. No, you're already whole on your own. I don't want anyone to feel like they're empty because they're not in a relationship, because that was my rant for the day. I hope you all resonated with some parts of this speech. I didn't mean to offend or anger anyone. I just had a lot to say, and I think as a society, both groups, I think we can both be better. I think we can both strive to be better people and better examples for the younger generations coming up and seeing how we act, right? Because this stuff that we do now is all learned, and I think we should all love each other more first, right? Before we go and attach ourselves to no more trauma bonding with toxicity, right? No more getting together just to be together. Take a minute, take a focus on ourselves, and then we can see where life takes us. Something beautiful. All right. I hope this didn't come off as like I hate men, because I really don't. I have a loving relationship with my father, and I have, I love my brother, and I have a lot of, great men in my family, and there's a lot of great men in history that I love and respect. I just am very frustrated with past experiences. I'm very frustrated with male friends. I'm very frustrated with my friends' boyfriends and having to deal with that. Because, you hear a lot like taken as like, I'm tired of these men breaking their hearts. I'm tired of them breaking mine and all the people that I love around me. So I kind of get a little bit more hardened in that way. But I also have to remember that we're all also just human beings, and everyone acts in a certain way because of, their past experiences. But at the same time, just because something terrible happened to you in the past doesn't mean you have to continue the cycle. At some point, someone has to change it. At some point, someone started that terrible cycle, so you can be the one to end it. You can be the one to be the bigger person, even though it's going to be the harder road to take. You can be the one who's going to have to be alone for a little while, even though it's going to suck a little bit. Sometimes the best part is the journey, because when you're out on the other side, you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I went through all of that and I killed it and I crushed it and I'm here now in this beautiful thing. And you're going to be so grateful for it. So just I think go easy on yourself. I think you should spend more time with yourself. I think you should focus on bettering you and taking care of yourself first before you attach yourself to anything else. And when you do begin to attach yourself to something else, take it slow. I need you to take a step back. I need you to get a bird's eye view, to get others around your opinions. Don't take it in alone, okay? Because when you're hiding something in secret, that's when you know something's wrong. Take a breather. Yes, you like him. Well, yes, you like her. But if there's some things about him that don't make you feel comfortable, but if sometimes she makes you feel like bad for yourself, or if the relationship is starting to take a too much toll on you, they're requiring too much from you, and it just doesn't seem right, you don't have to stay in it forever. Trouble don't last always, babes, all right? I love you. I think you should just take your time. I love you, babes. God loves you. Your friends and your family love you. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see from me. I'm very much all over the place with videos recently. I don't know. I like, as you can see, I like to yap. Someone the other day told me that I have a very soothing voice. And it's like, you cannot tell a girl like me who likes to yap that she has a soothing voice. So, yeah. Bye.